Okay, this is our fifth grade Unit 1 assessment, and I'm going to read this to you so you're hearing it and you're going to be able to answer the questions. So I need Jade, Yasser, Sammy, Elijah, Yulvia, and Alex to be listening as I read this and following along in your text. Okay, so Unit 1, the first article that we were reading is called Danger, Children at Work. And so here is our title. During the late 1800s, a great change took place in the United States. People moved from farms into cities in huge numbers. They wanted to work in factories where they could earn steady paychecks. Whole families moved to look for jobs, but there were very few laws to protect those who found work. There weren't even laws that kept children from working very long hours. Factory owners, in fact, preferred to hire children. They were easier to manage, they were less likely to go on strike, they worked for much lower wages than their parents. Often, their smaller hands could better handle certain machines and tools. Their small bodies can fit into small spaces in factories and mines. By 1900, 18% of all American workers were under the age of 16. That's more than 2 million children. Children worked in mines, mills, and canneries. Others delivered messages, sold newspapers, and shined shoes. In southern cotton mills, 25% of the workers were under 15. Half of those were below age 12. Some of these children worked 12 hours a day in hot, enclosed places filled with soot, dust, and loud noises. Many worked 6 days a week to earn $1. They had little time for school or play and often became ill. Yes, the United States was beginning to hum with industry, but shamefully, its engines were driven in part by tiny hands. Things began to change in the early 1900s. By then, adult workers all over the country were demanding better treatment. States such as Massachusetts and New York had already passed laws limiting children's work days to 10 hours. The laws also barred children from certain jobs. But change came slowly. It wasn't until 1904 that the National Child Labor Committee formed, led by reformers including Jane Addams, Florence Kelley, and Lillian Wald. In 1924 and 1937, Congress passed federal laws to regulate child labor. But the states would not ratify them. The states held on to their own laws, which varied a lot from state to state. Finally, in 1938, the Fair Labor Standards Act was passed. This new law set minimum ages of 16 to work for work during school hours, 14 for certain jobs after school, and 18 for dangerous work. It also limited the number of hours that children could work in a week. It's hard to believe that young children were once lowered into coal mines to work 12-hour days, and there was nothing anyone can do to stop it. There are still parts of the country where children work hard, on farms, for example. But our current laws help children in schools and protect them from hard labor. So I'm done reading the article. Now I'm going to read question 1. In this question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. So part A, which sentence states a central idea in the passage? Central idea, once again, is our main idea. Which sentence states the main idea in this passage? So go ahead and pause it. Pick A, B, C, or D, which one you think is going to be the correct answer. Now that you've selected A, B, C, or D, let's go to part B. Which sentence from the passage supports the central idea in part A? Here is a key detail. So A, B, C, or D, which one supports the one that you picked in up here, A, B, C, or D? Go ahead and take some time to find your answer. Question 2. In paragraph 4, now where's paragraph 4? We're going to come back up here. Here's paragraph 4. Let's find the word regulate. I'm looking for the word regulate. Regulate is right here. Find the word regulate, okay? Read that again. In paragraph 4, what is the meaning of the word regulate? Does it mean A? Does it mean B? Does it mean C? Or does it mean D? Take some time, find your answer. Okay, question 3. Which sentence from the passage would best fit as a caption for the photograph? So for this photograph right here, this photograph, what would you put on the bottom of this if you had to do a caption? Okay, would it be A, B, C, or D? Number 4. Which phrase from paragraph 3 shows the author's attitude towards U.S. child labor practices in the 1800s? Underline the phrase you chose. So you're going to choose a phrase here and figure out which phrase shows the author's attitude. Number 5. Based on the passage, choose 2 reasons factory owners preferred to hire children. So 2 choices, A, B, C, D, E, or F. Number 6, read the events listed below. Put the events in chronological order by writing number 1 first and number 5 last to the next sentences. Okay, now that you've done this, I want you to stop and okay, we're going to go on to Article 2. On July 22nd, 1905, Florence Kelley gave a speech in Philadelphia about child labor. Read this passage adapted from her speech, then answer the questions. A speech by Florence Kelley. We have in this country 2 million children under the age of 16 years who are earning their bread. They vary in age. They are 6 and 7 years in the cotton mills of Georgia. They are 8, 9, and 10 in the coal mines in Pennsylvania. They are 14, 15, and 16 years in more enlightened states. Tonight, while we sleep, several thousand little girls will be working in textile mills all the night through. They will work in the deafening noise of the spindles and the looms. They will spin and weave cotton and wool, silk and ribbons for us to buy. In Georgia, there is no restriction whatever. A girl of 6 or 7 years, just tall enough to reach the bobbins, may work 11 hours by day or by night, and they will do so tonight while we sleep. Nor is it only in the South that these things occur. Alabama does better than New Jersey, for Alabama limits the children's work at night to 8 hours. New Jersey permits it all night long. Last year, New Jersey took a long backward step. A good law was repealed. It had required women and children to stop work at 6 in the evening and at noon on Friday. But now in New Jersey, boys and girls after their 14th birthday enjoy the pitiful privilege of working all night long. In Pennsylvania, until last May, it was lawful for children 13 years of age to work 12 hours a night. The children make our shoes in the shoe factories. They knit our stockings, our knitted underwear in the knitting factories. They spin and weave our cotton underwears in the cotton mills. Children braid straw for our hats. They spin and weave silk and velvet we trim our hats with. They stamp buckles and metal ornaments of all kinds, as well as pins and hat pins. We do not wish this. We prefer to have our work done by men and women, but we are almost powerless. Not wholly powerless, however, are citizens who enjoy the right of petition. For myself, I shall use this power in every possible way until the right to the ballot is granted, and I then shall continue to use both. What can we do to free our consciousness? There's one line of action by which we can do much. We can enlist the working men on behalf of our cause, just as we strive with them to free the children. No labor organization in this country ever fails to respond to an appeal for help in the freeing of the children. For sake of the children, we should enlist the working men, voters, with us in this task of freeing the children from toil. So I read second passage. Now I want you to answer question 7, 8. 8 has 2 parts. I want you to answer question 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 has 2 parts. 13, just short constructed response. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then you can skip 19. Instead of skipping, you will put CPT. Just put CPT, and then you can submit your answers. Okay, good luck on your assessment.